Hey there, Treasure fans, Joe Pal Big D back here with a weekly news announcement. And this is for last week, which I didn't put one out on. Sorry about that. So this is going to be for the 25th of May, the 1st of June, which is tomorrow, and the 8th of June, which is a week from now. So to those of you new to my channel, I try to do this every week where I talk about what's coming out new on Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K. Talk about any announcements for movies. And at the end of the video, I usually do a kind of an update of what's on sale, what's happening in the movie industry, or any important news or anything like that. And then sometimes I'll show you some pickups too. So let's begin. Actually, before we begin, I first want to say a happy Memorial Day to all of our veterans out there, to all the fallen soldiers that have defended this country over the 200 plus years this country's been in existence. It's because of you we have this country still. It's because of you defending us and taking care of us when some of us aren't able to keep this great country alive. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every soldier for their sacrifices they've made, and the families of those soldiers as well, because they've made the ultimate sacrifice as well. And I know for a fact that the war is never over. I know that I heard stories from my grandmother when I was a kid about how when my grandfather got back from World War II, he fought in the Pacific. And the stories that my grandmother would tell when I was older, when he came home, he still wasn't home. So my hat goes off to every soldier, past, present, and future, that have helped defend this country, make this country what it is. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please be safe out there, and please take care, and know that you have a grateful country, not just to the soldiers, but to the families of those soldiers as well. Thank you, guys. So moving forward now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what's coming out and all that stuff. Then we can go from there. Also, special note, I'm going to say in the beginning of this thing, there is going to be a movie review out later this week as well. I review Army of the Dead, the new Zack Snyder zombie flick, so be on the lookout for that. And then some other really good news that I'll share with you at the end of this video, so please stay tuned for that. So let's talk about, so last week, since I didn't get video out here, there was a few things that came out last Tuesday. We did have the final countdown come out on 4K. We had Shout Factory released Explorers, which I really want to get. I love that movie. Oh, I love it since I was a kid. I remember my dad saw it. He's like, you got to see this. I know you'll like it. And he was right. Also, A Night at the Roxbury and The Saint both came out. Those are both Paramount movies that have never been available on Blu-ray before. They're releasing them. They're cheap. Don't expect a lot from them. There's no frills in the disc, but it is Blu-ray. City Slickers 2 came out last week. And then we did have The Birds and Psycho come out in single editions, as well as steelbooks for those two movies last week. And then we had Supernatural, the entire series, plus season 15, if you already have all the seasons, come out last week. And then the last movie that came out, and I just saw this, and I will do a review for this, is Chaos Walking with Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. So that came out this week, and there was a steelbook of that as well, which I did get, and it should be here soon, I hope. So that was for last week. This week being tomorrow, June 1st, we're actually, gosh, we're almost halfway through the year already. You know, let me tell you a little story. When you get older like me, it goes by so fast. I'm not kidding. You remember being a kid and like, took forever like Christmas to roll around and your birthday to roll around? You're like, it's gonna take forever. Nowadays, it's like it's here every time I turn around now. It's like, oh, here comes my birthday again. Oh, here comes, you know, it's like, it just seems to go so much faster as you're older. So anyways, June 1st, tomorrow, we do have Smoking the Bandit 4K coming out. The first time that's going to be in 4K. Paramount's releasing Rat Race tomorrow, which I do like. It's a guilty pleasure. Paramount Presents is also releasing in their special edition format, Mommy Dearest. Another movie I used to watch all the time on HBO when I was a kid. It seems like it was always on. So no more wire hangers! Great stuff. Stepford Wives, another Paramount movie coming out tomorrow. Let's see. Also, because I'm a cheerleader, comes out in a collector's edition tomorrow, a director's cut. Then we have The Courier coming out tomorrow, and The Vault. And the last movie coming out tomorrow is Backdraft 4K, and there's a specific steelbook for it. I'm not sure if it's going to be just at Best Buy or not. Lately, steelbooks like The Birds that came out last week, Psycho, and then Shrek a couple weeks ago, those are all found in random stores. I saw those at Targets. I saw those at Walmart's. I saw those at Best Buy. So steelbooks are kind of getting out there a little bit more, so it's kind of interesting. Also last week, and then one thing I didn't show you that I did pick up, and I'm sorry about that, is the 28th last week came out a Schwarzenegger 2-pack steelbook. I got it. I ain't gonna pass up Schwarzenegger. So it's a really cool steelbook that's got, you got that side from Total Recall, and then this side from Terminator 2. and then the discs inside. But this did come out. This is a Target exclusive. I always keep the little stickers and put them in there to remind me someday when my memory goes, oh yeah, Target. So yeah, so I did manage to pick this up. My Target only had 2 left. I was glad to get one. I love the lenticular art cover on the front. I mean, it's a really cool little package for Schwarzenegger. And any chance I can get myself some Schwarzenegger, especially a Steelbook, I'm all over it. So that did come out last week as well. Okay, so putting everything back here. All right, so that was last week, and this week, let's see here. Next week we do have let's see here, The Human Condition by Criterion coming out next week. We have Finding Forrester coming out on Blu-ray for the first time. That's the one where you're the man now, dog. Really good movie. I remember watching it, being really enjoying it in the theaters back in the day. So that's coming out, I believe, on Blu-ray for the first time. We have The Lovebirds coming out on Blu-ray. That came out a few months ago to streaming services because it went direct to streaming. Really good, funny movie. Actually, really funny movie. Like Father Like Son comes out next week, and then we have a series of 3 Steelbooks coming out next week, and these are probably going to be available everywhere. I didn't see anywhere it says Best Buy exclusives. We do have Some Kind of Wonderful coming out on Blu-ray Steelbook. We have Pretty in Pink coming out on Blu-ray Steelbook, and then the other one, and this is the head scratcher because they've already put out, I can count 3 already of this, but Ferris Bueller's Day Off is coming out in another Blu-ray Steelbook. So if you don't own the other 3 versions that have been out there, this is your chance to get that. But the big thing for next week, and this is going to be major for you video fans like me who've been around since the 80s, this is going to be major. The Indiana Jones series is coming out in 4K next week for the first time. All 4 movies remastered in 4K. There's a really cool limited edition steelbook for that. But those will all be out next week. They're going to be individually or in a box set, and there will be a steelbook as well. I would imagine they're going to re-release the movies with new cover art too for Blu-ray and DVD, but the 4K is finally coming out for these series. It took Paramount a long time to put these movies out. This is like one of Paramount's bread and butter things, kind of like Star Trek is for them, you know. So I was surprised it took them so long. I'm hoping, I have not seen any reviews yet. I'm hoping they look really good. I unfortunately can't afford it right now, so it's going to be a while before I'm able to get them. But if any of you guys get them, let me know, because I'm really curious to know the remastering of them, if they're what the quality is of them. Like, have they been really well done? I've seen a couple 4Ks recently that I've really enjoyed, movies that I thought looked amazing in 4K. But I'm curious with this. Sometimes these older movies look really good, and sometimes they kind of do a botch job. Like Terminator 2 4K was a botch job in my opinion. But then you look at, what was that recently I picked up in 4K? Oh man, I just picked up something recently in 4K. It looked really good. And I can't remember now. That's great. I'm looking through some of my movies I haven't put away yet. Is it in there? Speed. That's what it was. Speed looked really good in 4K. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hit or miss this stuff, but I can't wait. I'm excited about it. Indiana Jones series is one of my favorite series. I love that series. They're just such good movies. Yes, I'm even a fan of the 4th one. The 4th one has a lot of flaws in it. Yes. Alien Skull, stuff like that. But surviving nuclear blast in a refrigerator, I kind of used to mock that, but then I watched Army of the Dead. The guy survived a nuclear blast inside of a vault. So, but anyways, looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be really cool, but I'm really curious to see what the transfers are. Normally by now, a bunch of the YouTubers have already got screener copies of this stuff, so they're already putting the reviews out. I don't get that stuff from the studios because I guess I'm just not a big enough YouTuber. I guess, I don't know, whatever. But usually I look at them as a couple ones. Films at Home is definitely one that he usually gets the stuff really quick and then puts it up there. I know Cool Dude, I think he's doing a movie right now, so he may not be able to do anything like that now. But some of these guys do get it up early, and I will watch their videos because they do really good reviews of them. And I just haven't seen anything yet, so I'll be curious. But that's it for last week, this week, and next week, I think. Yeah. Now let's talk about some upcoming stuff. I did hear some stuff. Arrow Video, I'm really excited about this. Arrow Video has announced a 2-disc special limited edition of Dune. The original Dune, not the one that's coming out at some point. The original Dune with Kyle MacLachlan, Patrick Stewart. That will be coming out in a 4K 2-disc set the 31st of August. I'm really excited about the movie. I just watched it not too long ago. I forget how much I like that movie. I really forget about it. Just the filming style of it, and it just, I really like, he is the Kwisatz Haderach. I mean, it's just, yeah, I really like the movie, so I'm super excited about that. Let's see here. We have Transformers, the movie, the anime movie, coming out in 4K for the first time, the 28th of September. We have, let's see, Kino Lober, I don't know, I can never say that right, is releasing Hard Target, the Jean-Claude Van Damme, John Woo epic. And that'll be out in 4K for the first time later this year, so I'm really excited about that. Spaceballs, they did a pretty good job on Space. Kino Lober did a pretty good job with Spaceballs 4K. So I got great news for that. The new Guy Ritchie movie, Wrath of, and I can't read my writing, so Wrath of Money or whatever. It's the one with Jason Statham is just out. That will be out the 13th of July. And then the last one I talked to you about, and this is one that it just really struck me funny. So Paramount is releasing the Friday the 13th collection yet again on DVD. No 4K, no nothing. It's just the first 8 movies. It doesn't include Jason X. It doesn't include part 9. Then the last 2 it doesn't include. I don't know. I'm brain farted there. So they're releasing it again for what reason I don't know, since they just had the other one out. The only difference between this one and the other one Paramount released a couple years ago is this one comes a digital copy of all the movies, which is probably going to be the main draw for this. It's still $90 for this set. If you throw in about $40 more, you can get the really cool Shout Factory set that has all the movies in there, plus supplemental features and extra discs. Yes, you don't have the digital copies, which I would imagine this is the only reason why some people would buy it, to get all 8 digital copies of the first 8 movies. But $90 for something they didn't remaster or anything like that. This is just the same stuff they left out. I was really disappointed in this. I would think that, because I know that the Scream Factory box, it's a limited run, and once it's done, it's done. And you have to revert back. If you want to get this stuff, you can either buy it at the secondary market for insanely ridiculous prices, or you buy something like this. But a little disappointing. Just a little disappointing. I would have hoped that Paramount would have done something. I feel like it's just a money grab for them. Although the funny thing is, most people who are diehard fans of the movie bought that. I did that really cool Shout Factory set. So I have a funny feeling that'll sit on the shelves a little bit. So that is it for last week, this week, and next week. Anything announced? What we do, let's talk about some DVD news. So first off, right now, currently Severin. I'm pretty sure it's Severin and oh, come on, Vinegar Syndrome got their sales going on. They're halfway to Black Friday sales. Be on the lookout. I did get word that June 11th is the next Dollar Tree holiday. That's when Dollar Tree's scheduled to get in their dollar movies again. Will be June 11th. So I would say for some of us like me, who Dollar Trees have a tendency to some of them do put them out early, start looking around the 6th or 5th. Some of those Dollar Trees will put them out usually early. So be on the lookout for that, because those are coming. I'm trying to think of any other sales coming on. There's no other really sales. The other news to talk about is that Amazon is now purchasing MGM, which is pretty big news. Amazon's getting into that. I'm going to actually own an actual movie studio now. I don't think this has, again, this doesn't have repercussions for the movie industry or anything like that. I think everything's going to be the same. But that is going on right now, so it'll be interesting to continue to watch that whole thing play out and see what they do with their stuff. Amazon will release their movies onto DVD, Blu-ray, unlike Netflix that won't. I mean, Netflix did release Stranger Things Season 1, Season 2, but then where was 3? So, Netflix doesn't have a chance to release their stuff out. They want to force you to have their app and pay for their websites to watch their movies. So, but Amazon does, so I don't think we're going to see any issue with distribution issues or anything like that. Hopefully not. But it'll be interesting to see what he does. I think, did he overpay for it? Yeah, he paid like what, 8-point-something million, and it was I just watched this Forbes article. I read this Forbes article where it talked about the fact that it was just valued at $5 billion. He paid 8-something million for it. So, I don't know why he overpaid for it. I think he was just either he really wanted to get that, or only other thing I think of is, I know that Jeff Bezos hates Donald Trump, and MGM has the rights to The Apprentice, which was Donald Trump's show. So I don't know whether if there was part of it in there that, I mean, the guy just bought a yacht and another yacht to tow the yacht. So, I mean, he's got money coming out of his ears. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Who knows? But I'm hoping great things come of it. I don't want to see these studios go away, and I'm really afraid of, like, because right now Warner Brothers is up for sale, and I'm really worried that Disney's going to buy Warner Brothers. And why I'm worried about that is they will end up getting all the DC stuff, and I'm worried they put so much money and so much time on Marvel, and that's besides Star Wars. Actually, it's more of their bread and butter than Star Wars at this point. That they would just shelve most of the DC stuff so they could just go, hey, we have got no competition now. So I'm worried about that. Now, some people are going to say that's not true. Why would they do that? Disney's done some pretty weird stuff over the years, so I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that. They will also own like the Matrix franchise, and they'll own like was it Gone with the Wind goes to MGM, but they'll own a few other franchises within the Warner Brothers thing. They'll only own the animation studios, Looney Tunes. So I don't know how they're going to go with it because they've got their own animation division too. So be interested to see. I'm kind of hoping somebody else buys it. I feel like if Disney bought it, then what's left? Disney owns what? There's only a couple other movie studios out there that aren't owned by Disney. So we'll see. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll let you know if I hear anything different or something like that. But I'm a little bit nervous about that. I just don't know. I like some of the stuff that Disney has done, but let's be honest, they really hurt Star Wars. I like the sequel trilogies. The sequel trilogy I do, but there's a lot of inherent issues in those movies, and I don't think they fit it. Like Luke Skywalker, it bothers me how his character ended up. He's such an epic character for so many movies, and then he kind of just does his little Force thing, forces ghosts, and then he passes away. And it's like, okay, where was that? What's that all about? I think that Leia should have gotten a better send off. Han Solo should have gotten a better. These are epic characters, and I felt like it was just they were kind of pushed around a little bit. So. And Disney's made some other decisions and some other things. Mandalorian's an excellent show. Love The Mandalorian. I just finished rewatching it for the second time. I love that show. So doing a little bit better there. But I mean, they've taken some stuff and they've kind of done things with them that I, as a fan, don't necessarily agree with. There's a lot of people out there do, and more power to you if you do. If you're really into it, I completely understand. Because again, I do like, and I was a big fan of the last Star Wars movie. I thought it was pretty good, but there were still a lot of inherent flaws in it. Don't get me wrong, all the movies have. The prequel trilogy's got so many flaws, it's ridiculous. I still enjoy watching them. I think there was so much more with the amount of time they had to do these movies. They could have done a different job than they did. The middle movie, episode 8, in my opinion, is a really dry movie. It's a really slow moving. Come on, let's get going. And I felt like it just kind of sputtered around. Whereas you look back at Empire and you're like, well, there you go. Although Attack of the Clones, which would be the second movie in that part of the series, was still better than the first one. But still, they had a lot of acting issues in that one. So I'm on my soapbox. But that's just the news that I've heard recently. I don't know much more about it. But if I do get that information, I'll let you guys know. Okay, that's that. The big news I was telling you about that I said at the beginning of the video, I want to discuss with you is now that things have opened back up because the pandemic is finally coming to somewhat of a close. It's never going to be over with, unfortunately, because unless we get more people vaccinated, it won't ever be over. That the coronavirus is still going to be out there no matter what. It's kind of like why you still get polio shots, because polio should still be out there. But anyways, I am able to go back to Rasputin Records. Now, those of you that maybe new to my channel or don't remember because it's a long time, Rasputin is a big music record bookstore that's in San Jose, which is about a 30-mile drive from where I live. And they buy and sell used stuff. And so just before the pandemic happened, just before they locked everything down, everything shut down, I had this massive boxes. I was able to get into part of my storage area that I've been getting to a long time and found a ton of movies that I've upgraded over the years. So I've got these 2 huge boxes I've been sitting on for over a year of stuff that I've wanted to get rid of that I haven't been able to. And I'm finally going to be able to do this. I'm going to San Jose tomorrow. We have to, my mother-in-law has some stuff to do up over in San Jose for her cancer treatments. So we're going to have a long wait there that day. So I'm going to hightail it over there and get rid of this stuff and get some new stuff with the credit. So be on the lookout. Hopefully within the next week or so, I'm going to have a video with an actual pickups video, something I have not done in months. Unfortunately, haven't had the money to pick up a lot of stuff. But I'm really super excited to see what I can find. I have a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be available there because a lot of people, I've noticed even in thrift shops, started purging all the stuff they were buying during the pandemic because they don't need it anymore. Some of that's good, some of that's bad. I know I heard a recent article where some people are purging their animals they got over the pandemic, and that kind of breaks my heart because I love animals. As you've seen, my cat Tilly's not around right now. She's hiding somewhere. But yeah, I love animals, so that really bums me out. But at the same time, they've purged a bunch of stuff, so I'm able to jump on top of that. So I'm hoping to find some good movies. I'll definitely do a video for it. And again, sorry, be on the lookout for my review of Army of the Dead. So that is it. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, the bell, you know, the whole 9 yards. I personally want to thank you guys for sticking with me through all these weird times I'm going through right now. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Please take care. Be safe out there. I just read an article a couple minutes ago that I want to say it was AMC and one other studio has completely lifted mask mandates for their theaters now. So it looks like theaters are rolling back. So movies are there. I did not get to see Quiet Place 2, which came out last week. I really want to see that. Not sure when I'm going to be able to go see it, but I am looking forward to going seeing that. Again, thank you guys all so much. Please be careful out there. Have a great Memorial Day. Hopefully you're able to spend it with some friends and have a little barbecue or something like that. Take care. Be safe. Always keep hunting because you know what? You never know what's going to find. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.